Hey guys, it's me, 50, and this is going up on 2 channels since I'm a little bit lazy today. This will be going up on the In-Famous network first, then it will go up on my personal channel. And this is just showing off the different Reflex sites and kind of my thoughts on them, as I would call them on my series. So the first one that I'm showing off here, it's on the M27. It's actually part of a default class, which is your default red dot site. Very easy to use. It's just a red circle. That's it. How do you aim with it? Use the circle. There's nothing much to that site except for just point it at the guy and then shoot with it. It's pretty simple. So if you don't know how to use the Reflex sight that way, then I guess stick with iron. By the way, I will say how you unlock each of these and then my personal tactics with them too. You get the plus sign one from getting 50 kills, which really isn't that hard. That's like 2-3 games for me. And it's the plus. Now what you want to do is make sure that you aim with the center of the plus. It's a really small plus, pretty similar to the default, but there's like a little bit extra hanging off. So I would just aim in the middle with the plus. Again, that's after 50 kills. After 100 kills, you get the same dot, but it's a hollow dot and it's blue. Nothing really new there. It's pretty similar to the first one. Just aim and shoot. Now the target drop, there's 3 dots here, but the one that you want to aim with is at the top. You get this target drop at 200 kills. So that little top circle with the circle inside of it, that's what you want to be aiming with. I found this one a little hard to use compared to the first 3, but feel free to use it if you feel like it would fit your playstyle. Personally, I don't like it, but compared to the first 3, but they threw it in there. So if you enjoy it, no offense. Next one is called Valley, and that's after 300 kills. And again, you want to aim with that little dot. There's always going to be a little point on all of these where you want to aim, and most of the time they're that first little dot. The little piece at the bottom, that's more of just for extra. And again, that's after 300 kills. And it's pretty much the default, just with a little evil smiley face at the bottom, I like to call it. So again, aim with a little red dot. Drop shot is after 400 kills, and then it's the 2 dots with the arrow pointing down. Again, aim with that first dot. Should breeze right through it. 500 kills is where you get the peak. Now, the peak, there is no dot to say, okay, aim here. But what I've realized is you want to aim at the tip of that triangle, and that's where you will get your shots off. And again, that's after 500 kills with the Reflex sight. And now, after you get that one, which is peak, you have 4 challenge ones that you have to get. So that's after 500 kills. That's going to take you a little while. But after you do get peak, you can get Steve, which I don't get where they got the name for that one. But it's the little handlebar mustache, and you want to aim right in between the 2 mustache bars where there's that little gap. And that's if you get 25 headshots while aiming down sights with the Reflex sight. Sadly, hip firing doesn't work like it does on most headshot challenges for other guns when it comes to camos. And speaking of camos, yes, I did get gold camo on these guns. I'll do a proper introduce to those later. The next one is the smiley face, which is 20 double kills. And it's kind of self-explanatory. Just line that head up with their head and you should be good to go. I found that this one and Steve are more of just, you know, reticules than actually useful reticles. So use it at your own risk, people. I know they look cool, but they're probably not going to help you out too much. Diamond is 10 long shot, and this was a hard one to get. So what I would suggest is using it on a long-range assault rifle play on bigger maps. If you stay in the way back of Nuketown, you could probably get this. If you shoot from that one spawn where you can look into the garage all the way back there. In zombies, it's usually where the mystery box or pack-a-punch would be. Just stay back there, aim down that road. Just get a couple kills, and you should be fine. And the last one is Predator, which is 10 Bloodthirsties. Now, the way that I usually get Bloodthirsties is within free-for-all, or if I'm playing with a team on Team Deathmatch. I feel like those are the easiest ways that you'll get your Bloodthirsty medals, since when you're playing objective-based games, you're going to get blown up. There's always the objective that you got to protect, and it makes it a lot harder. But with the Predator, it's a harder sight to aim with. Again, it's more of those, just for looks type aiming, since you really want to aim in the center of the 3 dots, and that's hard to do since there's not a physical dot being there for you. You're better off going with a default or a dot or the diamond than using this reticle, as cool as it looks. Don't get me wrong, I like how cool it is. It was in Black Ops 1, but I would not suggest actually using it in-game, just if you're like trolling around or just trying to have fun with friends. That's when I would suggest using this little sight here. So which ones do I think are the most useful? Probably default, dot, and diamond. Which one do I use all the time? It's gotta be default. I just love how simplistic the default sight is. I love how basic it is. I love how easy it is to use, and how you don't have to do anything for it. It just gives you that off the bat, and it's a very simple sight to use. There's nothing more that I can really say with the default Reflex sight. Now, one thing that I know I do a lot is I say red dot sight when I mean Reflex sight. That's because in previous Call of Duties it was red dot sight. So bear with me if I have said that a lot in this video. But scenarios on when to use red dot sights is, number 1, when your iron sights suck. That's a very good time to use a red dot sight. Or if you want to make your aim more precise, such as bolt action, or not bolt action, what am I thinking? Semi-auto rifles are great with reflex sights because it lets you have more view of your target and to peg them off with at those longer distances, where the iron sights can kind of obstruct. One thing that I love about the reflex sight over some of the other sights, except for the MS, which is actually smaller than the reflex sight, is it gives you a lot of peripheral vision, so you can see around you when you're actually playing, so it makes it easier for you to move your gun into the position that you want it to, and then shoot down, and that way not that many people catch you off guard, unless they're coming from behind you, of course. When they're dead in front of you, it's an easy, okay, they're here, they're here, they're here, there's nothing much to it, where some iron sights can kind of obstruct that. So that's another time when I would use the red dot sight. Also, too, another thing that I love about default, it doesn't take up too much of your reflex sight itself. So that's why I usually like it. It's small, it's useful, and it's very simplistic. Sometimes when you're choosing a class and you're really tryharding, maybe that's what you gotta do in order to keep your gun on aim, since a lot of the gunfights that you play on, when you're 5 barring, of course, or 3 barring, is making sure that all your bullets hit. Because if you're 1 barring, it doesn't matter if you really get your hits on, since you're gonna be wasting a clip anyways. But on the side note of that, you know, it is very helpful to keep your iron sights up. It's more useful to have a clear aim on your target. Sounds like, you know, round 1, but I'm just saying, a lot of people just throw on reflex sights and think, oh, you know, it's gonna help with you know, my aim. And sometimes there are guns that do not need the reflex sight, where they have perfect iron sights and you don't need them on the gun. And that's what I want you to make your decision on, because I can't do that for you. Some people love reflex sights on the MP7. I love normal iron sights. Some people like reflex sights on PDW. Well, I like reflex sights on the PDW since I think the iron sights suck as well. But like the XM8, they have good iron sights, but I prefer to put on the reflex sight. That way I can get those shots on more precise, since the iron sights do obstruct a little bit of your view. And it's all about what kind of tactic you want to go about. If you're going to use this at long range, be my guest. but I will say that I feel the holographic sight is better for longer range battles than the reflex sight, but the reflex sight will make your medium range weapons work better at long range. When it comes to close range, it's not going to help you too much unless if your gun, is like a laser gun, like most guns seem to be like. And here's the thing too, don't put a reflex sight on a high recoil gun. It's not going to help you. I'm sorry, it's not. So, just hip fire, I guess. And, I know I'm kind of rambling now about how to use the reflex sight, but I just wanted you guys to know what I feel is correctly useful. I know there's a lot of little trolls I did in this video, and I'm speeding up a lot of it. Again, it's the R870 and the PDW gold. I will just explain this right now. I'm trying to get gold on a lot of different guns for you guys to keep the series going, and that way when these reviews come out, I can give you something shiny to look at. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this kind of long thought process on reflex sights in Black Ops 2. It's kind of self-explanatory for other Call of Duty, so if you are like, I don't have Black Ops 2, but I have Black Ops 1, and I like what this guy is saying about the reflex / red dot sight, go ahead and use the red dot sight. I've used them in many Call of Duties. I feel like they are a great choice always, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Again, this is going up on 2 channels, so stay frosty, guys.
Hey there all you YouTubers, this is Tracy the In-Famous. If you have enjoyed the content of this video, subscribe to the director's channel on the left. For more videos like this one, click on the right button or the button down below. Thanks for subscribing. Have a great day. Bye-bye.